There's really not much that comes from it. Now, the Wright brothers, on the other hand, really kind of go under the radar in their first act. We don't even know who these guys are. In the second act, they come out and they start prototyping, they start building something. And all of a sudden, we start to hear about some of these prototypes that are actually coming pretty close to success. And the third act, they absolutely change the world. So what is the message of all this? Well, the message is that the second act, it may not be the act that we talk about when we talk about identifying problems, but it is the important act. It is the one that matters the most. It's the act where we dig in. And what I want to talk to you about today is just some of the questions that we ask ourselves at Groupon during the second act. The questions and lessons that I've learned. I'd love to share those with you. Real quick before we do that, I joined Groupon about 1.5 years ago. I convinced my wife to move from here, San Francisco, to dead winter in Chicago, and I don't think she's ever forgiven me. When I joined, we had a developer team that consisted of these guys, these 5 guys, plus our CEO, Andrew Mason, who is officially kind of part of our product team. So we had these guys, and we all fit in one really little shitty van and went on a ski trip together. That's how small we were. There was about 100 people overall at Groupon when I joined. Today there's about 6,000 people. It was about 5 million subs. Today that number is about 70+ million subs. And we were one country when I joined. We were in the United States. We talked about making that big, bold move to Canada. And today we're in about 50 countries. So things have grown a little bit, and it's been awesome, and it's been a little bit insane. So getting back to those 5 questions for the second act, let's start talking about them one by one. I'm going to try to go by a little bit quickly just because I'm the only one standing between you and a stiff drink. So number 1 is what does it look like? So here is a question that all of us in this room that are entrepreneurs think about all the time. We think about the user experience all the time when we're starting new businesses. And yet we get past the first act, we get MVP out there, and then we start to think about features that we want to add on. And really, instead of thinking about it in terms of user experience, we start to think about it sometimes in terms of slides or product requirement documents. But the reality is that we need to still go back to that first stage and think about what it looks like. So here's a drawing. When I first joined Groupon, we were toying with the idea of creating a rewards program for our users. And the whole idea was that if you came to this site, you earn these points, we called them G's. If you bought a Groupon, you get some more G's. You earn enough G's, you get to come to this marketplace and get a free Groupon. That was basically the concept. And we